chat will get you guys caught up on some interesting banter between the two. But spawning here in the bottom left corner of the map, in map number 3, tied up 1-1, it's going to be the green Zerg Vibe.
In the top right, Sal's the red Zerg. It's no regrets.
All right, and I did ask Vibe at least, how stressful was that game? He says, man, I don't know. You have to play like that versus this guy. So, I mean, he knows No Regrets play style. It's no secret that No Regrets a very aggro player, and obviously dealt with it really well. That was a sick game. In fact, players are mirroring that too. First thing they said in the game was like, you know what? I don't even care if I lose at this point. That game was awesome. Of course, the rest of it's just kind of like friendly banter beyond that. But it really was. That was like one of the greatest ZVZ games I've cast in a while.
Yeah. Whoa, well, we might have another good one here.
Yeah,
gold base and ZVZ. We've seen this versus Protoss. Did we see it versus the Terran once? Maybe.
Yeah, but I can't think a lot of times I've ever seen it ZVZ.
Yeah, that's I think this is the one matchup we have yet to see it in.
Well, I do like that he took the one on the bottom, because the problem we often see is they'll take the one at the top. It's a little bit closer, be more greedy, but that's where Overlords and drones path by, so typically get scouted. Vibe doesn't actually know about this. But here's the catch, right? This map, I don't know, I don't imagine Vibe's gonna have such a hard time worrying about the back rocks coming into effect. You're gonna have an Overlord back there anyways. And if you're going for this gold, I imagine it's gotta be more for Lings and maybe a Queen or something, not exactly fast roaches.
I don't know.
Well, either way, yeah, you do get, whoa. It's actually putting a spine in anticipation of something. I guess worried about a blind 10-volt, but he sees the gold in the middle of the map and cancels it.
Yeah. I guess I didn't see the, he saw the lack of a natural hatchery before he saw the gold was taken, so that does make sense. I mean, he still might want a spine crawler. I have to imagine it's gotta be an aggressive gold base. I'm gonna be able to keep it alive versus the speedy race that is Zerg for long after that. Okay.
That's Vibe's spine. I want to make that very clear for everybody.
That's so weird, but it is an effective way to do it. I mean, this is the good and the bad of being in a mirror matchup. The creep spread isn't yours; it's everyone's. So,
yeah. No Regrets gonna lose the space. There's no question about it. Even if these Lings come out, Vibe can keep that Spinecrawler alive, and Spinecrawler trumps Queen when it comes to this. He can even get a surround on the Queen if he goes for it now. He'll be way better than killing a hatchery. I mean, No Regret. I guess he really didn't care if he's gonna lose this game or not, because I don't know, it's a bit of a panicked response. Vibe's gonna get a free hatchery out of this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, and you could be like, well, if, Vibe created this and not drones, it just equal, like, well, no, like, I think this is just way too much given by No Regrets. Like, no matter what Vibe did, losing this base, losing that Queen is just too much.
Can we also give credit to the fact that he focused the Zerglings over what are they called? Broodlings, there you go. Stuttering through this. I mean, he really did everything perfect for that attack, and the resources lost right now, guys, is ugh. Now, there are Banlings coming out, but again, this Spinecrawler is going to be here to help. Queen or two for snipes. Oh, man. I mean, Banling's going to be hard for Vibe to conquer for now, but if he keeps enough of these Lings alive, doesn't lose them needlessly, I think he comes out of this in a pretty good spot. But he is going to go for that mineral line. You can still outrun the Banlings, even without speed, especially on creep like this, but it takes some pretty bad hits.
Yeah, kind of. He wanted to spread. I think you would see that in some of the Ling movements, but they ended up all getting drawn to the Banling anyways. Well, speed is up the finish for Vibe. He has that Spinecrawler he made in the very beginning that's going to be useful in this defense. He has 2 Queens to block the ramp. I mean, No Regret is, he was thrown down to 1 base all in.
Oh, not focusing the Bane. What's
the deal there, Spinecrawler? Huh?
Takes out the last Ling as the Spinecrawler dies to the Baneling, so it kind of works out in the end. Queen's getting morphed on the ramp. Oh, Vibe's not going to be able to get all these cancels. One of the Lings to run away. Get a new Baneling coming. His new Queen coming to block that ramp, but he doesn't have a lot of transfuse energy.
Okay, some Lings plugging up that hole where the Queen is going to mess up.
This is getting really rough for Vibe. For someone who should have been so far ahead, finding himself in a really awkward spot. Drones are helping Vanguard the Queens a little bit. No transfuse.
Okay, well, losing Queen's certainly going to hurt. Losing the Spinecrawler, I mean,
oh no!
The injects are already... Well, I don't know, maybe he can still do this. The Banelings, I thought Vibe was morphing 2 of them in the back, but I guess they already detonated. They didn't get...
No, they got focused by the Lings before they finished, so...
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, this is... It's just a matter of time, Vibe losing the Queens, they did lose the Spinecrawler. That was, defense that looked like it was going to hold forever, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But I still think that, he still has good production because he's on 2 base, even without queens, which is just the 1.
Well, yeah, and on top of the fact too, this opponent's giving away a lot of resources through his own banelings. Like, No Regret actually cannot afford to trade out evenly with Vibe, as weird as that is to consider, and a lot of that comes back to the fact of the second base. He did kill a lot though, so I mean, Queens going down was a great pickoff. He's destroyed the lane count of Vibe, but while Vibe doesn't necessarily have a counterattack available to go, I kind of feel like he could just squeeze in a drone or two and still be kind of okay. Not risking it just yet though, because he doesn't really know if he's safe, and does have to get this Queens back into play.
He could drone, or he could also attack. I mean, both options are viable for Vibe. They're viable.
Ha ha ha!
Okay,
He's actually trading out well in the middle of the map too. It might not seem like it, but taking those banelings out means there's less pressure back at home for him to have to worry about. No Regret forced to make more, and Vibe, at this point, like, there's not a lot of cost-efficient trading he needs to do. I don't know if he's realized, in fact, the Overlord does sit here and see that the natural base is still not quite done yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's like, once he takes a decisive engagement, hopefully, on the defensive front, I mean, No Regret has to worry about his own, defense as well. Like,
all kinds of awkward baneling trades going on here. Vibe's got to be very careful, very particular with these lings, but that Queen with a focus fire, fantastic picking off the banelings. If Vibe can keep these lings alive, there's that counterattack potential possibly open and available. He's going to catch these new ones morphing on top of the ramp, or not. I guess a little bit scared of what's coming. Doesn't quite have that Overlord in position to see.
now, No Regret's hatchery does finish, and he could now be in a position where they're on even drones or a pretty even army, that it is kind of back to even after this wonky opener.
As we can see, it's difficult for Vibe to focus down the banelings the way oh, nice dodge on that baneling hit. Oh, maybe not for the second one, though. It's gonna get these pains going off on something. As he gets into the drone line, there is no Queen in the main. No focus fire, stacking up the drones, running for their lives. They're gonna take some hits, and the Lynx can one-shot what little drones are left, so Vibe takes that drone loss now. Starting a little bit behind. Now the Queen gonna go down here in the natural base. No Regrets link control's really not too bad through this. He's dodging up banelings, but so is Vibe, and it's been pretty crazy. And once again, it's looking like we might have a very similar game to last time. The difference is, where Vibe was getting a lot of miracle kills on these banelings before they hatched last game, he's eating every single one of them to the face this game.
He is actually running out of steam.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. I mean, he's got no more banelings left. He's morphing a couple more in.
He just needs a couple of seconds to morph those in. Yeah, I mean, it's really just... It's what the entire ZVZ is going to be about, but is No Regret going to let that happen? I mean, Vibe's got to see that the hatchery is down, and now he's like, wow, I'm also on no drones, though. Like, I might be behind here. Where did this happen? Where did everything go wrong?
It still might be possible for him to play from this level behind, but not if he loses too many more drones. He's really on his last limb.
Yeah.
The heart contained is flickering, the beam, boom, beam, boom, beam, boom sounds going on in the background. I mean, it's, If he had those heavy queens like he had last game, I think this would be such a good, easy hold for him, but obviously struggling to keep those queens alive.
All right. I was questioning the 3 banelings for the 2 that were morphing, but it does end up working out as he takes the other 2 down with just some good Ling focus fire. So everything does kind of calm down. Vibe squeezing a couple of drones, but now No Regrets doing the same thing is still going to be in the lead. And Vibe, well, I think he realizes he has to counterattack.
It's also the first time he's been able to do this for a long time, really. It's been so stressful for him to just get out of his own base, much less get across the map. Oh, he's going to eat the banelings again to the face. Like, seriously, Vibe didn't do this a single time last game. That's like every single egg is like a dummy magnet.
He can't deal with the counterattacks either. Last game, he also got a couple of banelings that were helping out whenever this had happened. For the most part, there was one that sneaked in for No Regret last game, but happening more and more here. His counterattack that he needs to do to kind of help himself with his drone economy right now, it's not happening. He always has to run back and help out his main base.
Well, Vibe's in a pretty bad spot. Not a lot of drones have died this game, and I guess it's more to the point, not a lot have been made.
There's our banelings just waddling in the middle of the map. They could have gotten a really lucky shot, or No Regret could have noticed and just traded out really well, and the ladder happened here.
Vibe is going to get... That one's a pretty decent one.
Again, having to go back and defend his base, I mean, neither player are droning anymore.
I think this is too much. This is too many banelings. This is gonna be it. This is gonna be it.
Yeah,
unless you're like Ace or freaking Nurchio with the drone splits right now, Vibe. There's just no way.
The banelings surprisingly didn't get too many drones.
But the queens are gonna die. The lings will cover it up.
There are enough lings left over. There's still a baneling. Well, it does explode on the drones. I mean, Vibe has 10 lings on the way, but No Regret has these in the main. There's 14 more on the way.
This is also like the 3rd queen to die with transfused energy.
I can't believe this. Like, Vibe is going to lose, like, this series overall, first of all. And then he lost because he got like a free gold base, a free queen too.
I know. The second that gold base got picked off, I wrote Norgard out of the game, but he takes the series 2-1.
That's just so okie dokie.